What is up, friends? Welcome to another edition of the QSC Play Out Loud DJ discussion. I'm always super excited to be joined by the ladies to talk shop and all the fun things. I've got three amazing humans with me today. You guys might notice my background is a little bit different. New York City is right over here, and I'm streaming live from my hotel room at the Knot Core. So super excited to be here and kind of step outside. Ladies, introduce yourself. Let's start over in the West Coast. How about Tessa? You go first.
Hi, everyone. My name's Tessa. I'm a DJ, and I'm also founder of Prism DJs, a booking agency representing women in Los Angeles, California. Women DJs.
I love it. Girl after my own heart. B, tell everyone hello.
What's up, everybody? I'm also in Los Angeles, California, born in Canada. I love wellness events, corporate events. I'll play music for anybody. I'm your love ambassador.
Absolute favorite. Jess.
First of all, real quick though, Brandy, is that picture new in the background? The face with the head, the circle around it?
No, but isn't it?
I've never seen it before. I really like it.
Local female artist, y'all.
Yeah, you should drop that.
Artist. She's beautiful. Her name's Maha Wasi. Thank you.
I love it. I just wanted to bring that up. So I'm DJ Jess. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I specialize in luxury weddings, unique events. And I call myself like an intuitive vibe curator because I like to try to be psychic when I DJ.
Who was saying something the other day? She didn't say I'm the, oh no, she was an event planner and she was like, I'm the director of vibes. And I was like,
okay.
I mean, I feel that. I totally feel that.
I was working a conference once, Kristin, and actually the client put that on instead of DJ, they put vibe curator. And after that, I was like, ooh.
That's where I got it from. I always
put that on my Instagram.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Vibe curator. Ladies, I want to talk about style today. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about creating the vibe and style, whether that's through music and like all the things. So we've got like multitude of talent on the screen right here. I've got a couple girls that work for me. Tessa, you see talent, of course, because you're a talent agent. Let's talk about DJ style and branding when it comes to music and mixing, because I feel like, and even offline, this is where this conversation came from. Jess and I were talking about like, is a DJ's brand or can a DJ's brand be based off of the style of music that they play and how they mix it?
I guess I could go first here. As far as when clients initially inquire with me, I am always asking, I want to match the music, not the look, because sometimes people will go through my website and they'll be like, oh, this person looks like a great match for our event. And I'm like, oh, well, what kind of music do you want? They'll say hip hop. And I'm thinking, well, she specializes in house music, so that's not going to work. I need to refer or propose the DJs that are a better match. But as far as the style goes, I always want to know, what is the atmosphere of your party? Is it poolside lounge where you want house music, or do you want to turn up with, some hip hop and EDM? And what will happen is I send the links to the DJ's profiles to those potential clients. So when you talk about music style and branding, they want to go to that Instagram link and see that that person matches, if it's EDM, are they always at the festivals, are they like fist pumping with the bright LED wall in the background? So really matching the style of music with, style or attire. Are you talking about attire as well?
I mean, I definitely want to go there for sure. But let's dive into the music a little bit more. Brandy, talk to me a little bit about like Brandy style. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like all of us can say we're open format. We can mix any type of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I think I agree with Tessa. I think that it is more important than what they look like. It is more a part of their brand, is their vibe, is their sound. We're DJs. We speak through music, right? So, and going back to your original question, do I believe that there's DJs out there where their brand can be their style of music? 100%. I think there's DJs out there that are hired solely on not only what they play, but how they play. And that's when we're talking about performance DJs and stuff like that. Then you're really booking based on their mixing skills, their turntablist skills, stuff like that. I don't know if that's what you really mean. But yeah, I try to book gigs more based on my vibe because I want to give them the best of me. I want them to have the best experience. So like I had an inquiry of a wedding and it was a house wedding. What's up, everybody? And I said, listen, I'm going to be totally honest. Like, of course I can mix it, but it's not my heart and soul. Brandy style, classic hip hop and R&B is my style. I love boom bap hip hop. I love like traditional DJ vibes. I love the turntable aspect. I'm not a turntablist, but as much as I'd like to be, But I'm just saying, yeah, that is my vibe. I try and book gigs where they're looking for that vibe. They want those R&B vibes. They want, more of a hip hop R&B based soulful vibe. So yeah.
How long did it take you to know what gigs you were the best match for? Because I feel like the pandemic let me kind of realize that.
Yeah. I mean, time, right, Tessa? Like, it's work. You do. I've done quite a few.
That was not a match for me. That was not a match. This is a match. This is the direction we need to go in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jess, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, and it's great because it takes time to get to that level where you can pick and choose and you know where you're going to shine and where you're going to be able to, at the end of the day, make it their dreams come true or their vibe is exactly right. Like, that. So, yeah, it took me, gosh, I would say probably at least 5 years of working as a DJ before I started.
10 years.
Yeah.
I realized over the pandemic what types of events are really well suited for me. And for me, that's like financial events, real estate events, banking events, insurance, with a more mature crowd. So I love playing, remixed classics, remixed pop, things that are familiar to them, but updated versions, and then mixing it with like Dua Lipa or something like that,
Awesome. That's a really good question. That's exactly what I was just thinking about, Tessa, is like, well, okay. So when I started out, at least like full-time and professional about 7 years ago, no, I've been DJing for about 17 years in total. But when I started to get really serious about it, I would take whatever, you know what I mean? Like you're coming through my inbox. Let's go.
No, I used to be like that too. I took everything, dude. And then it was like, oh, country music, like doesn't really vibe with my soul. I'm not really pumped about this, but it's work. It's a gig, And then just this past year over the pandemic, I sat down with Digital Dave, who is known nationwide, but he's local to Pittsburgh. And I booked a coaching call with him. And the topic of having a musical brand came up. And he told me, like, it's okay to have a certain musical brand. You don't have to be all over the place if that doesn't connect with who you are. So I said, thank you, Digital Dave, because I thought, scary, though.
Yeah,
right. Because you think you're maybe limiting yourself or you're being closed-minded or you're being too picky. But really, it's like, you do your best work when it connects to your soul, because we're in a passionate position, a passionate career anyways. So why not capitalize on that even more? Look at what makes you even better, what you love, and then what you can execute from what you love. So now if I get a client that comes through, we love country, we want all country or heavy metal. I don't really get down with like heavy screamo metal either. Not like that's like a big request. But for country clients, I'm like, you guys, that's dope for you. I'm excited for you. And that's what works for you guys. But like for me, I don't think I would do you the best service that, a DJ could.
And it's nice to share the love with our colleagues, right? You're like, I know someone that's perfect for country music.
Exactly, Tessa. Yeah. So I'll pass that on. But anybody that wants EDM, I'm starting to get more into EDM lately, which is great. I don't know where I've been, like why I've been sleeping on it, or hip hop, especially like the real hip hop. I don't know if I should say real for lack of a better word, like the Roots and Common and Talib Kweli. If someone wants those guys, I'm like, oh my God, let's be best friends. And then neo soul, also pop and remixes too. The familiar that's been kind of updated, like you said, Tessa. That's definitely the vibe that I perform the best at, when you can take like the downbeats and put them over another track too, and that vibe that you get from the downbeats, it makes me go crazy.
Y'all just went all kinds of wild. I didn't barely ask. I have a question. Like, watch the passion come across.
It was a good question.
It was a great
And what's interesting too, like for me and Brandy, the style of music that you like to play, like the underground hip hop, 90s hip hop, 2000s hip hop, that's what made me start DJing. Like I love turntablism. I'm not a turntablist myself, you know. I will practice more to get better. But it's so interesting, like the underground hip hop that I love. I don't have a venue to play that. And it's interesting that now I do mostly corporate work. So I'm mostly doing pop music.
Yeah.
But my true love is underground hip hop.
Yeah,
you gotta make the venue. Make the venue, Tessa.
We need to make the venue and play, and people will come. But also, I find some corporate gigs dig that.
If you just throw a track in there, you know, throw a Black Star in there, and somebody hears it and they know, they love you forever.
Yes, and I will do that always. I'll take the loss. I'll say sorry, but I'm gonna tell somebody in this room.
But I just made that one person's night.
Yes, and mine too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
You want to give yourself something that you love. Just throw in a couple that will make you happy and keep you going.
I've booked gigs from doing that, honestly. I've booked gigs from doing that because they're like, wait a second, she just played Nas.
Yeah.
I'm going to go book her for that. And I started getting more gigs that needed hip hop. And that's like life. That's like dream come true.
Kristin.
See, I'm going to be real honest right now, and y'all aren't going to like me at all. Jess, you said some artists, and I'm like, I might need to see that crate because I don't know that.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. That's like I don't know. How would you guys describe that genre, right?
Underground.
Is it underground? That's why
golden era.
Rounds, yeah. But I'll share it with you. I'll share some playlists with you just so you can check it out and see what's up with it.
I feel like too, if I were to answer this question, I definitely have probably my favorites on, like, you know, if I were to get hired for corporate, this is what I would love to do for 4 hours. But I think my answer changes for weddings. And here's why, because I don't like playing the same thing in every single event. So I almost love it when someone comes to me and they're like, we want you to do you. We want you to do whatever the crowd wants. But then also, like, can you do, and then they insert something that I'm like, what did you say? And then it makes me research it. So then I start learning either a new genre or, you know, a new type of music. Man, I should have researched this before we got on the phone. I'm going to send a text message when I get off. But I was doing a wedding a couple weeks ago, and we had a timbales drummer who was with me. So it was DJ and drummer. And he's like, bro, have you heard of this new style of music? And it started with a W. Kenny Kings, if you're watching this live, please type it in the chat which genre it was. It started with a W, but it was a new type of maybe Latin or something. And I was like, oh, cool. So, I mean, I don't know. Thoughts on when people throw stuff at you that you've never heard of before?
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
For sure. And I also
love learning new things from the clients.
Totally. And do you guys think also, like, yeah, there's DJs that could be specialized in their certain, but there's also DJs that actually specialize in the fact that they're not that they are a multi-genre DJ. I mean, I think that's a specialist, you know, that's a category all by itself, is people that can weave very well and make it that, you know, agreed?
Yes.
Yeah, open format for sure, right? That's what that would be open format.
What do they call them? Genre benders.
Genre bender.
Oh
What?
my
that was a
gosh,
term a couple
I'm
years
writing
ago,
that
right? I
down.
think DJ City kind of used that term for something.
That did not make it to the East Coast up here. Oh,
Genre bender vibe curator.
oh.
Okay. We need to. Okay, by the end of this, so if we curate vibes and we bend genres, then if we get on a microphone and we're the MC, we need a term for that. Let's figure that out as we go.
See, genre bender though, is it like you like see me like busting into a room and I'm like, I look all crazy. I'm like, I've been listening to so many genres. I've been on a bender. Like, no.
Or another one is sound clash, right? For like different genres.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, anybody listening, anybody watching. So do you have a specific genre style, a specific music style that you do?
Biscuit has a good one.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Country pop, 90s hip hop, techno, all in the
Oh,
same set.
nothing. Yeah,
Yes.
People like it when you switch it up. You know, just don't go the same tempo the whole time.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, and you know what's funny? Just so you know, like Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn is one of the most popular two-step songs in country. So FYI, because it's on TikTok right now, everyone knows how to do it. But it's not the two-step, it's just a dance.
What's it called? Neon Moon?
Neon Moon.
I haven't heard of that. Okay.
DJ Run that says,
folder for TikTok songs.
I have not created that yet because I'm like, seriously, is this where I'm going to have to go with my career?
Yep.
Mixing songs I mean, you talk about like it's like TikTok mixing. So you go from like quick mixing to like TikTok mixing every 10 seconds. I don't know if I could do that.
Oh, that's insane.
I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like attire and like style as far as like appearance. So once you get to the point where you're like, okay, you know, I think I'm the right fit for this event and that event. Let's talk about attire a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let's not, because Ernie said Spanglish. Country to cumbia, reggaeton to hip hop. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Always works. Always keeps the dance floor going, Ernie.
I love reggaeton. So I'm going to say yes to that. So I like it. What'd you say?
Okay. But I was gonna say I like it that Run That Michelle Miller said she's a DJ genre jumper. I like that phrase too. That's cool.
There you go. DJ
I'm excited to talk about style and attire, Kristen.
Yes, please. Okay,
I have a new 2022.
Yeah.
Let's
talk about it.
For everything. I have a white business suit, a black business suit, a hot pink business suit. There's a custom tailor that I'm working with to customize a gold suit that I can wear to my weddings. And so what I want to portray is higher end, or portray myself being a DJ for higher end events. So that's kind of my goal right now. That's what I'm working on for 2022. I'm really excited about it. I just wanted to share.
Love that. Who's the custom tailor that you're working with? The name?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. His name is Win out of Orange County. And he was making clothing for brides, attire for brides, and all that.
Oh, that's
Why
cool.
did you
You
decide?
caught me off guard. I forgot.
Oh, no, girl, I have the same kind of brain. I get it. It's totally cool. You did it. You still did it.
Why did you decide to make that shift though, Tessa? What is it about? Is that just to like complete package?
To be completely honest with everyone here, I just turned 41 the day before yesterday. I am ready for these mature events. I've been doing this since 2008, and I'm ready for that next level. I'm probably going to retire within the next 10 years. So I just want to go all out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're a Scorpio too. What's up, Scorpio?
Love it.
That's really awesome. You know who has great style that reminded me of whenever you were talking about the gold suit? Do you know DJ Kristin Wilson out of New York City?
No.
Oh, yeah. Look her up on Instagram. She always has, her style is like a shiny bling, but not like gaudy, you know? It's just enough. I love her style. I love Valentina's style, who's usually speaking with us. She just gets it. For me, oh my God, I don't even know what I used to wear. Like, I was pregnant when I first went like kind of professional, right? So like a lot of maternity dresses, but not anymore. And then I had this idea of like kind of like a ball gown, like this like flowy type of skirt with this top. So I found an Etsy designer. I retired this though. I don't wear this anymore. And it was like just kind of this like rouged black skirt with a tighter top. And it looks really cool. But then I kind of just like outgrew that style and kind of got more of a vibe to me. So this year I've been trying to figure out my DJ style. I spent like $200 on Shein, ordered colorful. I ordered colorful DJ clothes, right? Like purple and red, pink. And then I wore the purple dress for a couple events, but it just like didn't feel like a DJ. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or
when you're taking the same pictures in the same outfit on your Instagram feed, they're like, "Did you change your outfit?" And I was thinking with the suit, I don't ever have to change my outfit. This is my look.
Perfect. I just don't know why I'm so programmed to wear black. Like even right now, I'm like, I'm just so programmed to wear black. And like, I even got a comment, right? When I did a wedding near Philadelphia, I wore this purple dress and my husband, he was there as my assistant. He heard the event coordinator say, I've never seen a DJ not wear black, but I think it's okay. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But I went back to just like kind of a not spandex, I shouldn't say spandex, like a pleather pants with a black shirt. I want that edgy vibe. So I'm still searching for it, but I do always have a rhinestone bow tie or necktie that I wear. That's kind of like my signature piece. Yeah, you've seen it, B, right? It used to be a bow tie that I got from Amazon, and then that like rusted out and I couldn't get another one. So then I got the necktie, and that I get a lot of compliments on that. And that's kind of like my thing. So I'm still searching. I don't know.
Cute.
I'll be watching you, Tessa, to see what you're doing.
2022.
Inspiration.
He said it's going to take a month to make the suit. Ty Win. That's his first name. Ty Win.
Ty Win.
If
There's a custom place in Orlando that I've been trying to get in touch with to do that. I feel like I don't know if I will ever stop wearing black at weddings, but I think that I have definitely evolved from, you know, my pink sparkly Toms to be a little bit more edgy. I like adding like textures to my blacks or like lace or
you have the puffy sleeves, which is really pretty.
Yeah. So like this blazer has puffy sleeves. This is like a mesh top. I don't know if you guys can see like the top. It's like a mesh top. So like I'll just mix up my blacks and try to layer them a little bit, just to give them a little bit of an edge. And then I always used to pull my hair back in some sort of just like put together like bun, but I'm just like, I'm unapologetically who I am. So I'm going to wear my hair however I wake up.
Your hair always gets messed up anyway.
I know.
That's true.
Yep.
I struggle with fashion. I'm not good. I'm such a boy. And so I try and make like, I my like go-to or thank gosh style is like getting the pants waist up high and like big pants, because that saves my life. So,
I love the baggy shirts. I love the 90s, the military jackets.
So, you know, I try and find a way to make boy look sophisticated or pretty or sexy, depending on whatever it is. But I'm very boy-esque. If I can wear tennis shoes, I'm always in tennis shoes. Like I'm always in tennis shoes. Even if
don't get it twisted. I'm always wearing tennis. I'm not wearing heels to DJ, and it's not going to happen.
No. And I don't even think I can wear them in real life hardly anymore, because I know.
Me neither.
No. I miss heels. I dropped a speaker on my foot not too long ago, and then I tripped during a sound check. And so wearing heels for me is like, I can't even. I know.
Can't do it.
Anyway.
Oh, and then my signature is I always wear some sort of giant earring.
How do you do that with the headphones though, man? They like dig into my head when I do that.
Bro, it is the worst. So like I have to find the backs of the earrings that like don't go in too far and jab my face in my headphones.
Oh, these kind where it just kind of clicks in.
Yep. So sometimes like I'll wear those. Sometimes I don't even care because I need the earring to be so bold, but then I have to take it out while I'm DJing because I'm like literally stabbing my head.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I always lose lipstick and earrings at the DJ table.
Yes.
I'm like, where's my lipstick? Oh, I must have left it at STK.
Right.
Hashtag female DJ problems.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Let's see what they're saying they wear in the chat, though. I see some fun comments up in here. Who wants to read them?
Yep. Okay. So Ern, he's like, I'm all about the designer Robert Graham. I'm gonna have to look him up. I don't know. I don't know this designer. I'm gonna look that one up. Biscuit says chinos, button up, blazer, and always Doc Martens.
That's dope.
Yes.
I like that.
I don't know. My opinion is I really feel like the shoe is important for the dude.
Well, for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's important for everyone, but I feel like.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, don't wear your running tennis shoes to that wedding. Guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure not.
That's like
what I do is I don't mean to sound bougie. I'm not bougie at all, but I treated myself one time. I bought a pair of Valentinos that I love with the studs. And so I wear those to my high-end events. But then once I get behind the DJ booth, I have my tennis shoes.
Of course.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really wanted to buy a pair of Valentinos. And when I went to try them on in person, I wanted the gold, the ones with the gold studs. And I hated how the gold was just brassy.
A little bit, yeah.
And like the gold dress that I wanted to wear it with, I'm like, they clashed, so I couldn't get them.
Oh, that's okay. There's more out there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so let's kind of change gears a little bit. So we talk about like our vibe and like our music and our branding and then like our style, what we wear. So like, okay, we're ready to go. What is the most exciting event you have on your calendar coming up?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Go.
It's not exciting, but it's exciting for what it is, not really like whatever. But there's this local nonprofit that's building a micro farm in Ensenada. So they're doing like a gala fundraiser to raise the money to go and do that. And so I'm going to DJ that next weekend. And anything like that, I get really stoked about because I want to do like a great job for them. So I'm excited about that one.
Oh.
I love that.
I've been getting really excited about, because I'm transitioning into booking DJs and stepping back from DJing myself. So I booked for a Dia de los Muertos Halloween event, Jezzy B playing Latin music for Smirnoff. So that was really exciting for me. Last night, you guys, you have to see this TV show. It is so fucking hilarious. It's called Fairfax, and it's on Amazon Prime. So I booked DJ Honeybee yesterday for the Fairfax premiere party. And I have DJ Mia on AIDS Healthcare. This Friday, they're delivering meals to the patients. So she's going to be playing atmosphere music for that. And then on Halloween, I booked out 3 DJs for this Halloween event at Thunder Studios. So for me, I have exciting jobs. I love the conference events. And like I was telling you, those corporate events. But yeah, I'm more excited about booking other people out on good jobs these days.
Yeah. And like you did 15. You couldn't have never DJ'd all of those at the same time.
Things are slowly starting to come back on the corporate level. Really, really slow. I don't have enough work for everybody, but it's getting there. I can see it's looking a little more positive.
That's awesome.
I would agree with that statement. Like over on this side of the world, corporate is definitely coming back. It's a lot of last minute requests. Some of them we
so last minute. They're like next week. And I'm like, what? Okay, I got you.
Yeah. We just got a request and it's next Tuesday. And forgive me if I say this wrong, but I'm partnering with one of the DJs here locally. He's producing the event and he's emceeing it, and I'm coming in and DJing. And it is the reveal of the cast of Star Wars at Disney or something.
Neat.
Something about Harrison Ford. And all I know is I have to wear something glittery and it's galaxy themed. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, going back to attire, sometimes you have to wear the attire instruction that they give you.
Yes.
And we'll circle back.
Yep.
That would be a good one. I have weddings all the rest of the year, but there is one that I'm really looking forward to that's very unique. The groom, they live in Brooklyn, but the groom he's from China, and they are doing lion dancers. So I've never
I'm Chinese, so I love that.
Yeah. I forget which part they're from. I was getting some history about him and his family and such, but it's not very traditional. It's more American style, but they are bringing in the lion dancers. Awesome. And after that, they want to do a fusion song. Maybe something from Crazy Rich Asians, the soundtrack, and kind of fuse that into modern day music, and then kind of have that be the transitional point from the lion dancers into the dancing. So
there's really pretty songs on that soundtrack that you can put into cocktail hour or dinner. We'll definitely check the soundtrack, or I'll send you some tracks from it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah,
for sure.
Like I said, I'm all about cultural and different. That's the best. That makes me so excited to get immersed in a different culture that I've never really known anything about. I just have to do my research, so I can really just execute it and just blow them away, but that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. Other than that, basically just a conference I'm going to though, I'm really pumped for the DJ Collective in Scottsdale, and I'm headed to Sedona a day before. So I think that's like even though I'm not performing, I'm just looking forward to that the most, to connect and just get some warmth from Arizona too,
Yes, I agree. I'll see you there. Well, I was going to say something else, but now it slipped off the top of my tongue. Shoot. Oh, okay. I had a conversation with somebody in the hallway. I'm at Wedding Pro Core right now, and they were talking about how it was a multicultural wedding, and her side of the family was part Mexican. And so she really wanted to infuse that culture into the wedding. And so they actually found a mariachi band, which here's where it gets really cool. She loves hip hop. So she wanted to not only infuse her culture, but her love of hip hop. So she found this mariachi band. It was 4-piece, but like all they did was hip hop covers. And in addition to that, they were all female, which mariachi bands, you never see females in mariachi bands.
Here in LA, there's a couple, the Mariachi Lindas, and then I forgot the other one, but I think that's fantastic.
I think it was the coolest thing. Like, I love when people are able to, I mean, of course, like book a DJ all the time, but I love when there's some sort of like live instrument element to it, whether it's during cocktail hour or like in the room as people walk in, or even added to what we do, whether it's drums, violin. I mean, violin is sexy. Saxophone is sexy. I love when a sax comes in and plays. We have a guy in town. His name is Reggie. Oh my God, he is so good. I will book him every time to play saxophone. He's even got like it's an LED light up sax. It sounds so good.
I love sax.
That's like not popping off in Pittsburgh, at least from what I've seen. And I'm pretty creepy on social media. Like, I like to see everything, you know? I don't know.
We all do. You're just telling the truth for all of us.
I don't know why it's not happening. I need to do something with that, with the, you know, the combination of the fusion of the live, you know, musicians and the DJ. It's not happening.
Bring it alive,
do you know of any saxophone players and violinists in Pittsburgh?
I
think she's reaching out to them, be like, would you like to collab sometime and make a package for it for your clients?
Yeah,
people love it.
Or like, do you have what's that? What was that one website, gigsalad.com, where there's just solo artists on there or something? Can't you look up that maybe?
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I play violin. I just haven't picked it up in like 10 years. So that would probably be a good idea too, right?
You could do that.
Yeah. Okay. Gig Salad, and I'm reaching out. Thanks, guys.
Gig Salad plug.
Reaching out. Where were we? We were talking about Reggie with the saxophone, which I need to do, the light up saxophone.
Yep. Love me some Reggie. Love me live musicians.
Hip hop blend with the female mariachis. So wait, did you say your event that you're looking forward to? Did you? I can't remember.
Who, me?
Yeah, you started.
Oh yeah, my Star Wars like cast member grand opening thingamabob.
Okay. We're good now. Great, got it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that one, and they've got like I don't know, the production and AV on this one. I'm pretty sure is on another level. So you know I'm gonna be getting all the Instagram. So stay tuned for that next Tuesday.
I have a question for you, Kristin.
Yeah.
So have you, I guess my experience with what I mostly do weddings. I forgot to say that earlier today. And I don't have another wedding for this year, which is awesome because all of my 2020s, pretty much got moved over to 2021. And then they start back up again in March. But I feel like recently, instead of the normal structured wedding that I usually have pre-COVID, now they're adding in all of the musicians. Now they're adding extra time to the contract. And some of them are like 8 hours. And I'm like, people aren't going to dance for 4 hours. That you guys I think we had this conversation before, you know, maybe you guys can make people dance for 4 hours straight at a wedding, but I cannot. And I'm just completely honest with the clients. I'm like, hey, you know, I will get them in for a good solid 2.5 hours. If you have a party crowd, maybe 3 hours, but they're just not going to dance for 4 hours. Anyway, extended contracts, things are getting super extra right now. And I don't know if it's because they have a place to celebrate, that they don't want to go to an after party bar afterwards because it's too hard to get all of their friends and family in there like they used to. So my new challenge lately has been everybody is adding musicians, and then they're coming to me and expecting me to plug in all of these band members. And I'm like, oh, I don't do that. And so it's me explaining to them that they need to hire a separate AV person. Have you come across anything like that, Kristin, or Jess or Brandy? And trying to, do you take it on yourself, or do you tell them that needs to be outsourced?
Okay, so I can answer that two different ways. If I am not the DJ on it, our standard answer is, we are not, there's a term that I came up with, and it is we are not talent management on the day of.
Yeah.
So if you have a live musician or talent coming in, whether that's a singer, a guitarist, 3-piece, 1-piece, we don't manage the talent, and we don't manage their AV, because that's in their. If I were to just say to them, you can't plug in, that I don't feel like that computes. They just think of that as, oh, she's telling me she can't do something.
Yeah.
But if
they
I
don't
say,
like to hear that.
correct. But if we
solutions.
do start having the conversation where they're like, well, can you? I can be like, okay, yes, I'm going to need to bring in more AV. I'm going to need to bring in someone to actually manage the talent or the tech. Someone's got to be there to sound check. Now we're 45 minutes earlier. Yeah. We have to make sure that we bring all the cords, because they're never going to bring the cord. And so, I mean, it really is a whole other piece of a service that, you know,
they think we just handle it. And I'm like, no, I don't handle your
It's not a matter of plugging in, because
musicians.
I know. And then it's not just a matter of let me plug in and automatically there's volume. Now all of a sudden, you know, if it's a singer, there's a certain reverb on the mic, and like, you know, now I'm like auto tuning you because like this is not what you planned, and then now you're sending me.
Well, now you as a DJ have an extra job. Yes. As a technician, and then they want you to go make announcements, you know? So it's just
I one time
you're like, my touch mix is beautiful and this is for me.
But correct.
Somebody monitoring it to add in 5 other people.
Well, and then so one time, one of my DJs, Stasia, she thrives on this stuff, but because she also plays musical instruments and she produces on the side too. But for the ceremony, it was all their friends. They had a singer and then 2 people playing instruments. But during certain parts of it, it's like, turn this mic off, turn that mic on, and then turn that mic on and this one off, and then this instrument on, this one off. That's way too much. It's a lot of work. It's too much. It's too much for one individual to make sure that like I'm managing the band's microphones, the MC or the officiant's microphone, the groom's microphone, a reader with a mic on a stand, and then like processional like y'all need, I need a nap now just thinking about all that.
See, I just wanted to share my frustration with you and think of, you know, a way to tell the clients, you know, just because it's new for me.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you have the ability to do this, but maybe even if you have like a roadie or someone you can hire out, and I would just make sure you charge for it. I mean,
it's a value add for sure.
They're like flabbergasted by the price, because these techs are charging like $600 a day.
Correct.
Just to tech, not for the equipment.
Yep.
And
I don't really get that for the reception. It's more so for the ceremonies that they'll bring in, you know, guitar players, singers, piano players, and kind of expect that they can plug into my decks. And really, it's like what I use for my ceremony setup is it's not good for that. You know, it doesn't provide the sound input that you need for that kind of instrument. So I just try to talk to the musician beforehand, but I haven't had it happen a lot. Just, you know, like I said, it's just the ceremony portion for me in Pittsburgh. It's not really crossing over too much from where I've been. Thank goodness.
I think the microphones is what really starts to make me real nervous. Cause like once we go more than 2 mics, I'm like, I don't know if this is just I don't know if it's just like a mental thing for me, but like, I'm like, well, if I have 5 microphones set up, are all these frequencies going to like interfere? And then like, I did not go to audio engineering school, if that's the school that people go to learn frequencies.
It's scary. It gives me a lot of anxiety.
Sometimes I just send an email to Ben Stowe and I'm like, bro, can you help me figure this thing out? And then just ship me whatever I need.
I stay away from all of it because it does stress me out. So I'm like, nope, I'm not involved. I'm not going to be responsible.
That's the way to go.
That's just a choice I made just because I know me. And I know that would just take me all the way over the edge. Yeah.
But yes, our events are definitely getting a lot extra. Like I have I have events going out this weekend where, let's say Friday, I have a staff of 5 on one Sweet 16.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a full-blown production. So it definitely is a lot. And maybe it's because the world is back and they're ready to be together. Even at the conference that I'm at right now, like just the electricity in the room that I feel with all of these, wedding and event professionals, I don't miss the Zooms, guys. I mean, I love my introverted time and my bubble bath, but I have missed humans. So I think people are just ready to come back.
Mhm.
Ray's asking what we use for ceremony mics. And
Oh,
I
what
don't
up,
remember
Ray?
the actual model number, but I have a dual microphone. It's a Shure BLX series, but I don't remember the number at the end of it. But it will plug in 2 wireless handheld microphones, but then there's also a lav clip-on mic. So if you want to do one handheld and one lav clip-on, so I've noticed that was like the easiest, but I think it's time to upgrade.
Jess, what do you use for ceremony mics?
So it's a Sennheiser, but here's the thing. Yeah, model number 2. I never memorized the model numbers. I wonder why that is.
We just know the numbers.
I know. Why is that? I don't know what it is. I know I got it about a year ago. It was fairly new. But here's the thing, man. If the batteries die on that microphone, while the system is on, you get the loudest screeching noise out of the speaker. Like, and I don't know what it is. It first happened to me whenever I was like 2 years ago. So no, I lied. I got it like 2 years ago. And I'm like, what is that sound? You know, and I turned it off and then I talked to my buddy and he's like, yeah, if the microphone turns off after it's been on and the system is on, you will get that sound in the speaker. And I've talked to other DJs, I'm not slamming them at all. I'm just saying this is legit a thing. They probably have research on it on their website or something. But yes, that's what happens with this model. I should like get the box and look at it because it's just like, why does that happen? So then I have to make sure I have new batteries in it, you know, which is kind of something I always do is make sure there's brand new batteries in there. I really should buy rechargeable ones. I haven't yet. But yeah, I've had some times before whenever the batteries were about to die and I'm like, crap, I can't let this die. I can't change out the batteries because my speakers will make this noise. So then I pull up my monitor, you know, and I like turn off the speakers and like plug my phone into that. Oh, it's a mess.
I feel like at a wedding, I'm in a constant state of panic. Ceremony until dinner.
That's why you don't do a lot of weddings, huh? I just look at your face over there, Brandy. You're like,
she's like, no, homie.
That happened to me last week with my Sennheiser mic. That sound happened, and I was like, what was that from? Why did that happen? That can't happen again.
Did you notice the battery level?
Well, it did die, but I mean, at no point was I like, maybe the battery died, which caused the mic to die before I turned the thing off, which caused it to squelch. Ray Garcia is saying it's our squelch, and we just make that sound and set it to low. But so that's why my jaw was like, whoa, that happened. It's the Sennheiser mic.
Yes, it is. Exactly. Okay, so just turn down the volume on the microphone box itself. I just freak out and turn off the speakers, you know?
Just turn off everything.
It was an awful sound, so it was for real. It was not cool. Yeah.
No, that is
wow. Okay, so I just Googled the definition because I've never heard this term before. It says a squelch is a circuit that suppresses the output of a radio receiver if the signal strength falls below a certain level.
We need to get on this. I feel like I don't want this to be a stigma of female DJs that we don't know model numbers or like certain terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't love that for me at all.
Well, you know what? We all know a lot and we're all very successful. You just can't know everything and we're all learning and learning is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tessa. Thank you.
Thank you, Tessa.
And we know
you.
music. We know music. And that's the biggest part of our job is we know how to make people happy.
I feel like there's some female DJs that are really, really good at knowing the manual, you know, front to back and the more technical side of things. But for some reason, that's the part that for me has always been complicated and overwhelming where I'm like, this manual, what's happening? Like I need
DJ Miss Ninja.
Oh yeah.
Everything. She is the most tech savvy person I know. It's crazy.
Agreed. And then DJ Rachel is also really, really savvy on that end too. So I'd like to change it, but I'd rather learn like hands-on, like from somebody in front of me teaching me all of this stuff, you know?
You know what though? And I'll just add to this conversation and get a little passionate Patty over here is I feel like when it comes to being a DJ, no matter if you're doing, you know, a private event, a corporate event, whatever, there's so many elements to what we have to do. We wear at least 5 hats. And I've thought about this and I've written this down because I've really had to think, okay, during the hiring process, what in the heck am I looking for? I'm looking for a unicorn is what I'm looking for. You want to know why? Because the first level of expertise we have to have is some sort of magnetic personality, because at some point or another, we've got to get on a microphone and be able to connect with someone, right? And you don't have to, but if you don't, that limits the events that you can be put on. Number two, we have to have the talent and the passion for music itself, and then mixing the music, right? You have to have some sort of expertise for event coordination or client coordination, because even if you're working for an agency or a multi-op, you still have to communicate to your clients. So there is some level of professionalism that you have to have through emails and things like that. So right there, you're like personality and, you know, style on a microphone, music and mixing. You've got your client coordination. Now let's add on there all the equipment that we have to set up. So there is some level of AV and tech that you have to know. And there was one more when I actually did this exercise, and I can't remember what the fifth one is, but it's like, you can't be a master at absolutely everything. And I'll be the first to say that once I get my equipment, I know it inside and out. So could I go through and name every single lav mic on the microphone and tell you how to troubleshoot every single one of them? Nope. But I can be dang sure that every mic I use for my ceremonies will run perfect every time once I know the mic, you know, which is why I am like loyal once I find a brand and a style that I know works every single time, you know?
Smart, Kristin.
Yeah.
Boom, mic drop. No squelching for me. I don't want no squelching up in there.
Squelch is all bad, girl.
Yeah, no squelching, only scratching. Oh yeah.
What's happening?
We'll end on that note, girl. No squelching, only scratching.
I love it. There we go, ladies. Is there anything else you want to add today before we start wrapping this up?
I wish you all a bunch of holiday work, a successful, chilled November, but in a good way, so that you can prepare for all the December holiday parties. We're going to kill it, everyone.
Oh, that's awesome.
All of you watching.
I love it. Let's go, ladies. It is always such a pleasure. For those of you watching, thanks so much for joining us on another episode of QSC Play Out Loud. If you want to connect with any of us, we've got all of our Instagram handles. Let's try this, ladies, one time. We've got all of our Instagram handles on the screen. You can connect with us, shoot us a DM, hang out, and hopefully we'll see you at a live event in a town near you. Bye, guys.
Bye.